Let's make an intriguing insect. Bumblebees are important and intriguing pollinators. Their body consists of three parts: the head, the thorax, and abdomen. These shapes can be made by rolling the model magic in your hand or on the table. Add the yellow stripes and white tail. Ready for a creativity tip? Bumblebees have two pairs of wings. Roll the model magic into four small balls and flatten. Use your marker to draw the wing pattern. Their wings flap up to 200 times per second. It not only helps them with thrust and flight, but can help release pollen from flowers. Bumblebees also have 6 legs and 2 antennae. Attach the wings, legs, and antenna to the body.
Wherever you go, looking carefully and asking questions helps us find and solve problems. When we think we know what to expect, asking what's missing helps us gather more information. In this activity, you will go outdoors for a nature exploration, create and present sketches about what you see. Then, use questions to shine a light on what you know and don't know. You will need construction paper, crayons, erasable colored pencils, poster markers, a large bulletin board. Respond. After the nature hike, remember what happened with the rain, slippery hill, and what flashlight? Discuss the unexpected situations that occurred and how STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics were all part of the experience. Create. Make sketches of the situations you observed and ask questions to help understand what happened during the hike. Ask, who was there? What happened to make the steep hill slippery and difficult to walk on? How did the unexpected rain affect the flashlight, the temperature, and the clothes you and your friends were wearing? Present. As each hiker presents memory sketches, make notes that organize the group's questions. What do we know? What else do we want to know? What STEAM ideas can help us understand the situation? How can we find out more about the problems? What or who could we consult to find possible solutions? What other questions should we be asking? Connect. Connecting what we learned during this outdoor experience helps us understand how science, technology, engineering, art, and math can prepare us for unexpected situations in nature like weather changes. The questions we asked helped us figure out how gravity and water caused the hill to become slippery. Other questions helped us find out what happens to flashlight batteries that get wet and why we need light to notice visual details.
Let's make a 3D habitat triorama. Start with a full sheet of cardstock. Fold one corner diagonally so it meets the opposite edge, then trim off the extra. Now you have a square. Fold and crease evenly to divide into 4 sections. The top 2 triangles will be your background and the bottom 2 triangles will be your foreground. Cut the middle crease of the bottom 2 triangles. Draw your habitat, which is the home or environment where plants and animals live and grow. Take the 2 triangles created by the cut and overlap them so they form a 3-sided pyramid shape. Glue the overlapping section to hold the shape. Draw, cut, and glue animals or plants to your foreground to create depth and perspective.
to start by drawing some nice pink wriggly worms to go on our compost. I'm using a couple of different coloured pencils to basically scribble a base colour. You can use crayons, pencils, markers, even watercolours, whatever you like really, to create some nice light pink texture. Draw the shape of your worm over the top. So I'm going to do a nice long wriggly one. And then I'm going to draw some lines along the body like this. And then just for fun, at the top, I think I'm gonna give our worm a little smiley face. We're just gonna grab some scissors and just very carefully cut this little guy out, being careful to keep those nice rounded wiggly edges. There we are. One worm, and you can obviously do as many as you like. Then you can use whichever materials you like, a mixture of crayons, pencils, markers, pastels, to create some more fun pieces of food scraps to go on your compost bin. So I've used lots of different materials here, create some banana peel, some pieces of cucumber, some onion peel, some leaves, an avocado pit. Yeah, do as many as you like and get as creative with the colours as you like as well. The brighter the better, in my opinion. Once you've finished with your collage pieces, you also need to create your nice earthy background for them to go on. Now for this one, I used a mixture of watercolour pencils, which I then mixed with water to create like a big wash over the whole paper, and then I used lots of different brown crayons of different shades.
Hi friends, I'm Melissa Castrion and I'm the illustrator of this wonderful book, Leave the Trees Please, written by Benjamin Zephaniah. I'm so delighted you're here. Won't you join me on this read along, draw along and explore the wonderful world of trees. Today we're going to draw this beautiful tree from the story. Leave the trees please, because the trees work with the breeze to put all living things at ease. You see, down in Somerset, England, I know a tree that is 1,500 years old. So this book, it's a very special book written by a very special man called Benjamin. He loves trees and he cares about them a lot. So we're going to see how special this tree is to this young boy. That is a wise tree. That is a tree I need to talk to. That is a tree we animals should listen to. Leave the trees please, because the trees work with the breeze to put all living things at ease. So leave the trees please. For millions of animals, trees are home. Trees make oxygen. Let me say that again. Trees make oxygen. So make a tree your friend. Leave the trees please, because the trees work with the breeze to put all living things at ease. And they help the birds and the bees. Why old and wise are all of these. So leave the trees please. Just leave the trees please.
Let's make a botanical bloom. Botany is the scientific study of plants. Think of a flower you would like to research and sketch. I am drawing a cosmos, which is a colorful daisy-like flower. They attract pollinators such as bees, birds, and butterflies. When finished sketching, lightly color your flower. Ready for a creativity tip? Add tonal values to your flower using the stippling technique. These tiny dots determine how light or dark an area can become. Lighter areas have few spaced out dots, and darker areas have many dots close together. Hello, I'm James from Crayola. Welcome to Creativity Tips. In today's Earth Day episode, we will be creating pollinator portraits. During spring and summer, you may notice insects traveling from plant to plant, drinking nectar and transporting pollen grains. These creatures are called pollinators. Their hard work enables us to enjoy our favorite fruits and vegetables. For this collage activity, you will need pencils, paper, paint, crayons, glue, and scissors. Let's begin by choosing your favorite pollinator. I'm drawing a butterfly, but you can choose to draw any insect pollinator. Are you ready for a creativity tip? Butterflies are symmetrical, so start by folding the paper in half. On the folded edge, draw and cut the outside of the butterfly and wing. Open the paper and paint the details of the wing. Fold the paper in half and gently press down. Open the paper and notice that both sides are identical. While the paper is drying, let's create a flower. Using construction paper, draw and cut out the disc floret and petals. Paste the flower and pollinator on your paper. How will you show your pollinator portrait to family and friends?
Imitate nature's solutions. In this activity, you and a group of friends will create and play a card game that pairs natural solutions with real-world problems. You will need erasable colored pencils, crayons, markers, index cards or cardstock in 2 different colors, scissors. Create! Today, you will design an innovation card game inspired by nature. Start by creating at least 24 color-coded cards. On one set of cards, sketch symbols and words that show one real-world problem per card. On the other set of cards, sketch or write possible solutions that come from plants, animals, and the environment. Next, label the back of the cards by type, either problem opportunity or natural inspiration. Now, turn them sketched side down and randomly pull a card from each set to form unlikely pairs. Connect! To play the game, team members help each other figure out ways to connect a card from each set to describe a STEAM problem and possible solution. You can trade cards with other players and research topics to learn more about natural solutions. Imitating nature is a great way to solve problems. How could studying bees help humans build stronger structures? How do desert creatures store water, and could people use this to solve water shortages during droughts? Present! Present your ideas to other STEAM teams or family members. Respond! Respond to others' ideas with enthusiasm and additional suggestions. Sketch ideas to help others see what you are thinking. Nature is an outstanding problem solver. To create everything imaginable, STEAM teams observe and imitate nature's elegant solution.
Nature is full of many objects of different shapes, sizes, colors, and textures. Trees are great to compare and contrast the beauty that nature has to offer. Today, you will create a leaf rubbing using leaves gathered from your backyard. For this activity, you will need paper, crayons, and leaves. First, let's grab a few of our leaves and position them on a solid surface. Now, let's take our paper and place it on top of the leaves. Ready for a creativity tip? Grab your crayons and begin rubbing over the paper. Use a variety of colors to either imitate nature or let your imagination go wild. As you color, notice various patterns and lines appear on the page. How will you share your leaf rubbing with family and friends? Trees are nature's gentle giants and provide many benefits. What else will you investigate about the trees in your backyard?
I have with me a picture of some different animal prints that you might see. If you went to a riverbed, you might see that a little white-tailed deer came down and he drank some water there. Or you might see a red fox's footprints, or you might see a mountain lion. And a big difference here is a red fox has claws and a coyote has claws that you can see in its footprint. Whereas a mountain lion, just like a little household cat, it retracts its claws. So its claws can go inside of its foot. So when it's walking, those claws are retracted. And that's how we can tell a cat footprint from a dog footprint. Some other footprints you might see would be a raccoon footprint, a black bear footprint. There's lots of different wildlife that we might see visit a riverbed. So what I've done is I've drawn my little riverbed scene. I've got water coming up and I put some rocks, and this is my sand. Now I already made a couple footprint stamps already, but we're gonna make one together. So I have my model magic and I'm gonna make a deer footprint. So I've got a picture of a deer footprint. I'm gonna look at my picture of a deer footprint and I'm gonna form my stamp. So first I'd like to make a little handle like this, and then I press it down so it's a little easier to grip, like that, so it's tapered. And now we need to make the footprint. So what you want to think about with your stamp is the part that you're stamping needs to stick out the most. So we're gonna push, I'm gonna push in the middle because my deer footprint has a hole down the middle. And I'm gonna start forming that footprint. Got my little raccoon footprint, and I'm gonna dip it in some brown paint because lots of times the animals would get into some mud. So I'm gonna press his little toes down and make my little print. There's my little raccoon footprint. Just a little guy. And then I'm gonna use my little coyote footprint as well. You can see I've got little nails sticking out because it's a coyote, so his nails don't go back inside of his paw, they stay out. So this is a mountain lion, right? So it doesn't have any claws poking out, and this is a coyote footprint. So this is kind of what I modeled mine out of. It could be, it kind of looks like a red fox one as well, but I just kind of modeled it after that. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure I get my nails down when I make my little footprint, so that everybody knows I'm doing a dog footprint. And you can see those little nail tips. So if you're looking by a creek and you see a footprint with all of the little toes, but no nails, we would know that it's a cat. But if we see the toes with nails, we know it's a coyote or a red fox or a wolf or your neighbor's dog.